celebrates International Women's Day 2021 and observes the theme, Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World, by engaging in dialogue with the Honorable Ayanna Webster Roy, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Gender and Child Affairs. We also join the Choose to Challenge campaign as we challenge the evils and adversities that threaten from the progress of to the very existence of women. We choose to call for an end to all forms of violence against women and girls. We choose to call on women to support one another and celebrate one another's achievements. We choose to take a stand against discrimination against women. We choose to passionately pursue our dreams as women. We choose to embrace and rise above challenges, knowing that obstacles are inevitable tests of strength and character. We choose to learn from our past but not live in it. We choose positivity, loyalty, discipline, perseverance, and integrity. We choose to challenge women to overcome fears and adversities and harness their innermost potential to thrive. We, the Women's Executive Council of NUGFW, choose empowerment. As trade unionists, we celebrate the journey of women who have come a long way. However, the journey is far from over and there's still so much ground to cover. Before we join the Honorable Minister Ayanna Webster Roy and NUGFW General Secretary Mrs. Cecilia London Chapman, let us engage in conversation with some of the women of NUGFW who themselves have so much to share about their own journeys. I choose to challenge. I take this opportunity to wish each and every woman across the globe Happy International Women's Day 2021. The restriction of my movements was a little challenging. I'm usually a on-the-go person, so and then my inability to connect with my family, to gather, to hang out for holidays and stuff like that, that was a challenge. And then from a work perspective, it was also challenging because we had to find new ways of actually getting our job done. We rely heavily on coming together of people to affect change in any given situation. So we're still trying to adjust to that. Trying to use the technology and still getting the job done.
So I grew up in a really closely knitted family where we celebrate everything. Some of my siblings, they're frontline workers, as well as my grandmother is 90 years old. So because we celebrate everything, usually we're unable to have birthday parties, visits to the pool, etc. And I believe in inclusion and keeping our family unit closely knitted by celebrating social activities, etc. So obviously because of the COVID-19 and its rules, we were unable to do so.
At first, I thought COVID-19 was a setback for my family and I, because it was a virus we knew nothing about. It came close to home because it affected persons that we knew. But this setback was an interesting one. It allowed me time to bond with my family even more than usual. It allowed me time to think, time to reflect, time to slow down, time to share, time to give back, and most important, time to love.
COVID-19 has not affected me and my family in a negative way. However, it has really given me the time to sit and reflect on where I've come from and what I would like to accomplish in the future.
I think I took that freedom of movement for granted. I also took for granted our ability to easily access food and supplies. It was scary during that time hearing that, items may not be able to come into the country and stuff like that. I think that is something that I would never take for granted again.
The privilege for me was definitely enjoying that family time. You know, for the past couple of years of my journey to being a career woman and being a leader, I didn't have much time to spend with my children in terms of sitting down and having a meal, preparing a meal for them, you know, just having that quality time. So for me, while COVID-19 had its drawbacks, I really took for granted and saw family time as a true privilege.
I'm sure many would say that the COVID pandemic reminded us as citizens that family is the foundation of our being and that life itself is truly precious.
Oh, growing up in a rural area from the country, Granny, that's how that is. We have access to the beach and I took that for granted. So when I visit home, seldom I'll even go to the beach. But during the pandemic, when the beaches were locked down, then I recognized how much it was a privilege. I craved salt water, I craved going to the river. Only at that time I recognized how much it was necessary I needed, and how much how therapeutic it would have been. And I definitely missed it during that period. So now that it's open, I really don't take this opportunity for granted.
I miss meeting with my comrades regionally, also family vacation abroad. However, this pandemic has been an eye-opener to me regarding my job and salary, not knowing if I would have had one to take home during the crisis. I have realized how privileged I am to receive a full salary during the lockdown.